Welcome to Old Fox Racing PlayStation. The winter season is close to an end. And this is round 9 with a fantastic Mercedes GT1 at the Monza circuit. A combo that should provide good, close racing between all the old folks that turned up for this round. Let's take a look at the starting grid. We have Jorge Jesus on pole position, followed by Diogo Silva, Dale Taylor in third, followed by Andrew Dalby, Darren Head in fifth, followed by Scott Davely, John Scott, a rookie, in seventh, followed by Gonçalo Mota, Jambu and David Emge complete the top 10, and we have a beautiful race of 12 laps as they go for the start. And Diogo Silva has missed the start altogether. What happened to Diogo Silva? Oh dear, he's down in 6th spot. And that's a disaster as Jorge Jesus takes the lead into the first corner. Let's see how many people tango in this first corner, and it is none. We will just... whoa, the camera shot is not great there. It seems to me that no one... Well, John Scott has lost some time. We are going to investigate what happened to John in his first race, official race in Old Fox Racing PlayStation, and we can already see some problems with the trackside. And we're going to go into John's bumper. Let's see what happened in the first chicane, if anything interesting happened. Oh, he just parked the car, goes to the marbles there and ends up losing a lot of time. Otherwise, Jorge Jesus has gone into the lead of the race, and Diogo Silva is down into 7th, so not the greatest start. Oh, look at that, lots of people there, and this is definitely worth a replay. Someone has spun. That was Andrew Dalby. Let's see what happened to Andrew, because he was, well, he was in 3rd spot. He was attacking 2nd. That is Andrew Dalby on the outside of the 2nd chicane. And look at it. Pretty much everyone lost it there. We are going to try to see what happened from others' perspective. Dale Taylor. Dale Taylor missed it as well. Dale Taylor was in 2nd. He was behind Jorge Jesus, and wait for it, he's defending, he's taking a bit of an inside line, and then and he just misses the brake. And another red car there has, that was Darren Head, the championship leader, that missed the corner altogether. We're going to have a look. He was in 4th place behind Andrew Dalby. Andrew is going to go on the outside. And Darren was just trying to avoid and then misses the braking point and straight. Thankfully doesn't fly after hitting that curb. Of course, he's going to have to probably let some people through, I believe, like Dale Taylor, possibly. Yes, indeed, because he clearly cut. Gonçalo Mota is up into 3rd place as well, and look at that, Diogo Silva. And Diogo Silva misses. Scott Davely is already up to 5th, and look at this. These are the first two in the point standings, Diogo Silva and Darren Head. And Diogo Silva, after a poor start, is now in 5th spot. Through the Ascari chicane, and look at that, everyone just running a little bit wide, and Diogo Silva now is going to attack Darren Head, and here he comes, and Darren Head is defending for his life in the first lap. And there goes the 67 of Diogo Silva. He's up into 4th, and that's a crucial overtake for Diogo to be ahead of Darren Head at this point. Jorge Jesus already with 3 seconds. We are going to go back trackside. See, we're going to try this camera for a little while. Let's see if it works. Here's the race leader. 3.5 seconds. That was quite the opening lap from that number 29, Jorge Jesus, who is leading a commanding lead. 2nd place man is Dale Taylor. And Gonçalo Mota is in 3rd. That was a very good start by the Portuguese driver, with Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva ahead of Darren Head. There they go. These are first and second in the point standing. Jorge Jesus, the leader, is third. Darren Head trying to come back at Diogo Silva. Didn't quite work. Oh, look at this. Made a small mistake. And also, Gonçalo Mota missed something there in the first second chicane. And here comes Diogo Silva for third place. But Gonçalo Mota just shuts the door on him. And continues to hold that there. Oh, now Gonçalo is in the... Is he off? Yes, he's off. Unfortunately, he's off. Oh! And he comes back spinning into the track, loses a lot of momentum. Look at that, loses 6th place, 7th place, is down into 8th. Gonçalo Mota, let's look at this from his onboard, because we couldn't quite understand what happened in the first instance in the Lesmo chicane. Not Lesmo chicane, I'm sorry, this chicane has a name. There he is, he's getting it, oh, and just loses it at the exit, yes, loses a bit of time. There is Del Taylor, and now Diogo Silva is going to come on the inside. We should be seeing him with Dot there side by side through this corner, but Gonçalo in the first Lesmo just, oh, and then just loses it, unfortunately, just loses it, and now he's just a passenger. Now he's going to almost spin, almost gets collected by Scott Davely there, that goes up into 5th place. And now look at this, he's just a passenger, and everyone comes with a lot more speed, and Gonçalo Mota is down into 8th spot. Look at this, Andrew Dalby is trying to come back there at, and that was a good move by Andrew Dalby, I believe, on Jumbo. That was for 6th place. Gonçalo Mota coming back at, oh, and hitting the back there of Jumbo. Quite a lot of battles on track. Diogo Silva up to 3rd. Darren Head is not far behind in 4th. Oh, Diogo Silva is running wide there at the parabolic, and here comes Darren Head now. Here comes Darren Head. This could be important. We are still on the 2nd lap of 12, and Diogo Silva trying to break the draft there, trying to move around so that Darren does not get the draft, but that's not going to work. And here comes Darren Head on the first chicane. Will he dive on the inside? The answer is not quite. Scott Davely is in 5th, he's not far behind, and Dalby is up into 6th place. Gonçalo Mota is 7th, and this is a very good battle for 6th place. Gonçalo Mota has actually gone around Jumbo. Let's go back to the race leader, and let's go again trackside. This is the race leader Jorge Jesus. Led since the beginning from pole position. Dale Taylor in 2nd place, he's running alone. Diogo Silva in 3rd. 4th is Darren Head. 5th is Scott Davey. Look at the battle there at the back between Andrew Dalby, Gonçalo Mota and Jumbo. That's definitely where the cameras should be at this stage, because Jumbo is now coming back at Gonçalo Mota big time. Andrew Dalby in the 6th spot. Gonçalo Mota has definitely his mirrors full of Jumbo, and here comes 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, Andrew Dalby, 7th, Gonçalo Mota, 8th, Jumbo, and look at this, 9th is John. Oh, I didn't see this one coming. That was a little bit of an avoidable incident, to say the least, and Jumbo has a problem. I believe he's lagging, and I wonder if it was the lag that caused this problem in particular. We are going to go on board with Jumbo, and he just, oh, it might have been lag related, because he's just lagging badly, and he's now waiting for Gonçalo to come back. And this looks like a simulation from the 1990s in the slow computer, as Gonçalo Mota and Jumbo definitely has some sort of problem with his lagging. Gonçalo Mota loses a lot of time as well. David Emge is up to 8th. John Scott is up to 7th. Andrew Dalby 6th. Scott Davely 5th, and everything is pretty much the same at the front. Let's go again trackside to see the race leader once again, and Jorge Jesus clearly needs to win this race if he has any hopes of winning this winter championship. but he's now doing a good job. Lap 4 out of 12, still a long time to go, but he's doing a perfect job. He's maintaining that gap. Del Taylor actually very good lap time as well, slightly quicker than George, but not quick enough. Ooh, then a mistake through the Ascari chicane in that number 61, and here are the top 4, and I can see that Del Taylor is perhaps a little bit closer to the leader, and also Diogo Silva is a bit further away from Dale through the Parabolica. One more lap complete is going to be the completion of lap 4. Let's go to where the battles are, and that seems to me is here. That is Andrew Dalby recovering nicely and actually not that far behind Scott David. This is a nice battle for 5th place. Now on lap 5 out of 12, and Andrew Dalby a very good lap indeed, 1:48.39. Only the leader and Diogo Silva did a better lap this time round. So Andrew Dalby clearly, oh, that was a little bit over enthusiastic there, and I think that the breaking point of these two drivers is slightly different. They maintained their positions and they didn't actually lose a lot of time, but that was a little bit clumsy, I should say. Now, can Andrew Dalby come back at Scott Davley in this lap? He does seem to get closer than ever now, and maybe, just maybe now, at the Ascari chicane he's going to try to go on the inside. Didn't quite work. As they are going to complete another lap, and it's going to be the completion of lap 5, almost at the midpoint of this race. And where is John Scott? He's a bit behind. So the closest battle on the track is this one. That's Scott Davley and Andrew Dalby. Contact was made on the previous lap, but now they are separated by a few tenths of a second. Race leader Jorge Jesus, another good lap, 1:46.90. Dale Taylor in second place, 1:40.892. It's only Diogo Silva that was the fastest man on the track this time round, with a 1:43.42, and he's getting a little bit closer. He's actually getting much closer to Dale Taylor. We should have a battle for second place emerging in the next coming laps. Meanwhile, let's look at Andrew Dalby, Scott Davley. Andrew Dalby still behind, and now actually loses a bit of time. And where is John Scott? He's not that far behind this battle. Other drivers are already separated by a bigger gap. So David Emge is in 8th spot, and he is around 7 seconds behind John. Jumbo is another 6 seconds behind David, and Gonçalo Mota is 7 seconds behind Jumbo. Let's go back to the leader. That is Jorge Jesus now at the midpoint of the race. Let's look at the lap times. 1:46.83 for Jorge Jesus. That's a very consistent lap time. 1:41.444. And look at this, Diogo Silva, first driver into the 1:39s into this race. He's actually very close now to Dale Taylor. And look at this. This is the battle for second right here. And he's going to go on the inside. They're going to go side by side into the second chicane. They go side by side, and it seems to me that Dale Taylor is going to keep in front, but for how much longer is the key question here, as Diogo Silva now on the outside of Lesmo. That isn't a very common overtaking spot. And look at this, Diogo Silva now losing a bit of downforce there. Darren Head is a very close spectator indeed of this battle, and it seems to me that now Diogo is in the draft zone, so watch out, he should be coming. Lap 7 out of 12, and look at the leads of Jorge Jesus has grown to more than 5 seconds because these two drivers, as they battle. Oh, Del Taylor makes a mistake there. Del Taylor makes a mistake, and Diogo Silva goes through. Now the key question is Darren Head going to go ahead of Dale Taylor? No is the answer for now. Battle for second place right here. You can see three drivers, Darren Head in fourth, Dale Taylor in third, Diogo Silva now up to second, but 6.7 seconds behind the leader. Lap 7 out of 12. This is Jorge Jesus' race to lose at this point. Let's look at the lap times. 141 for Jorge, 142 and 143 respectively for Dale and Diogo as they battled. 146.19, that's the fastest lap. The fastest man at this point is Darren Head in fourth place. Fifth place man Scott Davely, and Andrew Dalby now a couple of seconds away from Scott. John Scott in seventh, and the rest is as it was on the previous lap. Let's go back to the leader. He's serenely leading this race, effortless type of driving by Jorge Jesus, and should be, if it all goes well, getting another victory. Diogo Silva in second place, but this is the battle now that we wanted to see. It. Delta makes another mistake at Ascari, and now is Darren Head's turn to overtake the South African driver as he is losing time in the Ascari chicane. We are going to have a look at what happened, because it is the second lap in a row that this happens. Oh, he just runs wide there in the first part of the... Does he? Oh no, he does not. It's when he accelerates, the car just turns. Oh, and look at that. This is a very twitchy Mercedes indeed. This is of course the Le Mans flying car, and in Dale Taylor's case it didn't fly, but it certainly was very, very twitchy. Now Dale Taylor down into fourth. He was in second place for the first half of this race, so it's a bit of a disappointment. Top three are now the top three in the championship, but in reverse order. Third place man Jorge Jesus is leading. Second place man in the points Diogo Silva is second, and points leader Darren Head is in third. This result would they would remain, of course, top three in the championship, but Jorge Jesus would get much closer to the other two drivers, of course. Still 4 laps to go, including this one, so still a lot can happen here at Monza. Let's look at the battles on the track. Andrew Dalby, after being very close to Scott Davely, now can't really reduce that gap, so that's 1.5 seconds between these two drivers. That's the battle for fifth. Other drivers are not that close. John Scott is again a few seconds behind Andrew. There he is, the Scottish driver making his debut on an official event of All Fox Racing PlayStation. Of course, he's joined many of the non-championship races, and doing a good job here in 7th place in this race. Losing it a little bit there at the Ascari chicane. Another lap complete for Jorge Jesus, and that is lap number 9. 3 laps to go. In the first chicane, his time 1:46.03, so it's back to normal business for Jorge Jesus. After a lap in the 1:41s, he is definitely coming back to normal race pace. Diogo Silva 1:43.60. That's faster, but he is 5.5 seconds behind, so that's going to be a little bit too much for the last 2 laps of the race. Darren Head in third. Dale Taylor is coming back at Darren. He's not that far behind, and look at that, that is Scott Davely, and you can still see Andrew Dalby in the background in 6th place. Actually quite a close race, the top 6 separated by 15 seconds, which in 10 laps, considering the field spread of the first lap, is actually pretty tight. Only 2 laps to go at the end of this one, and Dale Taylor still has a chance to go for a podium position. So we are going to go back into the onboards with Dale Taylor here at the exit of the Ascari chicane. Andrew Dalby continues to be 1.5 seconds behind, although that 1.5 seconds now actually looks closer. But they are basically doing identical lap times, 1:41.5 for Scott, 1:41.3 for Andrew. Every driver behind is slower. And Jorge Jesus is already on lap 11, the penultimate lap of this race, and he has led since the beginning from pole position. A dominant performance by the Portuguese driver, with another Portuguese driver in 2nd place, that is Diogo Silva, of course, in that 67 red and grey car. Darren Head in 3rd, has lost a bit of touch with Diogo, now 4 seconds behind. Dale Taylor is close, but I'm not sure he's close enough to seriously challenge in these last 2 laps. Scott David in 5th, 6th is Andrew Dalby, and Andrew is getting closer to Scott as the race enters its closing stages. John Scott has lost touch with his drivers, he is 7 seconds behind, and Jorge Jesus is almost entering his last lap of the race. Let's go trackside to see how things are going with the top 4. There is Jorge Jesus, there is Diogo Silva, there is Darren Head, and you can still see Dale Taylor in the background. He's in 4th place, 11 seconds behind the leader. That's the time it takes to go through the back straight, but Jorge Jesus is entering lap 12, the last lap of the race, and what a performance this has been by Jorge. Is going to be one more victory, his 3rd victory of the season, and what a different set of winners we have had this season. Darren Head, of course, with the 5 wins, but then we've got Dale Taylor, Kev Allen, Diogo Silva, and Jorge Jesus, all with multiple wins. Last lap for Jorge Jesus. Let's see if there is any battle that is close. The closest battle is this one. That's Darren Head and Dale Taylor, but Darren for now securing that important 3rd place as he challenges for his first championship in the Old Fox Racing PlayStation. That number 20 is the points leader and is going to remain so after this race. If it ends right now, a few more corners to go for race leader Jorge Jesus to go and win here in Monza. And there you go in the back straight for the final time. Jorge Jesus, Diogo Silva, Darren Head and Dale Taylor, and they are the top 4 in this race 1 of round 9, that is race number 17 of this season. And there you go, Jorge Jesus is the winner. Diogo Silva 2nd place, 3rd place is Darren Head, and 4th place is going to be Dale Taylor. Completing the top 5 is going to be, oh look at this, is Andrew Dalby coming back at Scotland. Who is it going to be? Because Andrew is going to go, look at this, Scott weaving, and here comes Andrew Dalby, and I believe it is, well, I believe it's Scott David in 5th, but by not much. Surely, John Scott finishes 7th. And David Emge finishes in 8th place. Jumbo is going to finish in 9th. In that number 66. And Gonçalo Mota is going to complete the finishers of this race. It was not the most exciting race ever in Old Folks Racing, but certainly a very dominant performance by Jorge Jesus. That is it for now. Please join us for race 2 very soon.